Doing? I'm so happy it's Friday. And today's topic is about making choices. I don't know about you, but in my life, very often I have kind of dilemmas. Do I go with this project or do I go with this one? Do I follow this path or this path? So all of us have sometimes a situation where we need to choose between the two options. Usually it is two options, right? It could be two people too, two men, two women, or whatever that is for you. And sometimes we drive ourselves insane, and it's so hard to make this decision because we're trying to do it with our head. And as you know, our head is a very limited, our brain is a limited machine. It only gives us back what we put into it. And when we're faced with the options, it usually means that we are about to expand. And often, none of these options are really yours. Or maybe you just need to look at them in a different way. So in any way, it involves something bigger that you already know. So how can you resolve the same problem, right? Like Einstein said, right? Insanity is trying to solve the problem that the mind created with the same set of mind. So what I propose to you and what works for me is this idea of floating. So float in my context is going to be an abbreviation for different things that I am going to suggest for you to do. But it is also an experience that I just had. If you haven't tried floating yet, I highly recommend doing that. You can go to Float 60 in Chicago. There is also in Evanston, and I know it's around the entire country and probably entire the world, the entire world. So what is floating? Floating is when you turn off all of the senses. You are in this cabin, and yes, for those who are claustrophobic like me, it's kind of strange to be in that place because, everything is shut down and you really cannot see anything. It's dark. You are floating, so there is no sense of gravity, and you're kind of stuck in that machine. So to be honest with you, in the beginning, I had really, my mind was, going crazy because, oh my God, I don't like small spaces. I'm a little bit borderline claustrophobic. And at the same time, once I could go beyond my mind, something magical happened. I did lose the sense of time. You're there for an hour. It seems like, oh my God, a long time, but it goes by quick. I lost the sense of gravity. I lost the sense of all limitations. And I really tapped into this infinite power that is always available to you. So when you are stuck in a decision-making mode and you cannot make a decision, is because you're limiting your mind to only these options or the way you see these options, you see? And so you need to really tap into the infinite, because your mind doesn't even know what other opportunities, possibilities, and what each of these options can bring with them. And besides, when we're trying to choose between two things or in a kind of choosing position, we're activating our limbic system of our brain, which is responsible for fight or flight response, which is not a very pleasant state. It's a stress, right? So you cannot create anything good from that mind. So what I suggest for you is to do the float. Let's go through the abbreviation. First, I want you to start feeling. So how do you feel when you consider this option? Not what you think. How do you feel? Do you have expansion inside or you have shrinking? Does it feel kind of weird? Do you lean forward or you lean back from that option? Second, L, let. Let the experience unfold. Sometimes we cannot make a decision because it's not the time yet. So you need to let this happen and let the time pass by. Even though society will tell you, oh, you need to make this decision. Why can't you make this decision? I have lots of clients who come to me and say, well, I know I'm in a relationship that doesn't go anywhere. I have to make a decision and I can't. And I say, don't. Then don't. because you're not ready, right? So let this unfold because you don't know what other data you're going to receive in order to make this, right, happen. Oh, observe. Observe this unfolding. Start writing down what happened in this option, what happened for this perspective that you try to consider, what is going on with this person that you're trying to leave or maybe try to make the relationship with. A is accepting. Accepting based on all of those, right? You feel expanded. You are really seeing that things are unfolding, that you're observing some different things. And I want you to start being in the acceptance mode as opposed to, oh no, my mind decided that this is not this is. And if the life is showing me otherwise, I'm going to fit it into this small box. So what I invite for you is to just let it be, float. You're floating. You don't need to make any decision. You just need to let it go, feel, observe, accept. And the last one is trust. Trust that this situation is perfectly created. Often we kill ourselves, trying to make a decision. We feel weak or we feel not goal-oriented or, I don't know, whatever society tells you, right? And all of your friends and your parents make this decision. Why can't you? And you feel like a loser. But I want you to trust that this is a divinely created time that is perfect for you. This time of maybe inner struggle, but let go of that struggle and enjoy the opportunities that time gives you, life gives you, right? Different options. So, and from that position, I'm sure that it's going to be much easier to make any decision in your life. Okay? And I also wanted to tell you that all about floating and flow, I just created a book, ebook and audiobook, so you can listen to it. It's in little bits. So if you're in a workout or you work on the computer or maybe you driving a lot, right? And I have a link for a chapter that is free for you to download so you can test drive it. The book is only $20, okay? It's not much, but it teaches you, even though the title is Find the Me in We, how to stop losing yourself in relationship. The idea there is how to start flowing with yourself and feeling and trusting that voice. Okay? So I hope you're going to get it and spread the word and have a wonderful day. Happy vibes. Happy lives.